Did you know that nearly 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck? And most don't even realize that small daily money habits are keeping them broke. I know because I used to be one of them. I was earning, spending, and wondering why I wasn't getting ahead. Over the past decade, I've developed some key habits that have truly transformed my financial life. And today, I'm excited to share these insights with you, hoping they can make a difference in your journey too. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amy. I'm a qualified accountant with a law degree and with over 10 years experience working in finance. My goal here is to help you create a life where money doesn't hold you back. So today I will be breaking down 10 bad money habits many of us have with our money, and I will also share practical tips to improve your financial habits for good. So let's dive in. Habit number 1 is probably the biggest one. It's not knowing where your money is going. If you don't track your spending, you're basically flying blind. Think about it. How do you know you're overspending if you're not sure what you're spending it on? Track every penny for 1 month. You can use apps, spreadsheet, or the old school pen and paper, whichever works for you. Break it down. So I want you to break it down into 3 categories. Category 1, essentials. This is where your rent, utilities, groceries, transport fall into. Category 2, your wants. This is where eating out, shopping, Netflix fall into. Category 3, savings and debt. This is where you put away money for paying off debts and your saving. Once you have that overview, you can start cutting unnecessary spending and really feel in control. Habit number 2, not treating yourself like a bill. This is a habit that I used to be guilty of. Paying myself last or not at all. This concept is explained beautifully in Robert Kiyosaki's book Rich Dad Poor Dad, where he talks about how most of us get paid and then immediately cover the bills, rent, subscriptions, social plans, hoping there's something left to save. Unfortunately, we both know there's usually isn't nothing left. So what's the fix? Pay yourself first. As soon as you get paid, set aside at least 10% into savings or investment. Treat yourself like a non-negotiable bill that you cannot miss. So like your rent, right? It might feel tight at first, but this shift guarantees you're building a financial cushion for yourself. Habit number 3, living paycheck to paycheck. If you're always waiting for the next paycheck, this one is for you. We've all heard that we need an emergency fund, but too many people think they don't need one until it's too late. Life happens, whether it's a car repair or a medical bill or a leaking roof or even a job loss. Having 6 months of living expenses set aside can keep you out of crisis mode. So start by setting aside 10%. Living paycheck to paycheck is stressful and can make it impossible to save. Start small, set aside even just £50, £20, £10 from each paycheck to build an emergency fund. Over time, that fund will grow, and so will your peace of mind. Habit number 4, ignoring your debt. It's easy to ignore credit card balances and loans when it feels overwhelming, but ignoring debt is like ignoring a leak. It only gets worse. With an average interest rate of 22%, credit card debt can quickly spiral out of control. Bad debt is the silent killer of financial freedom. And I want you to know this, that credit card debt is not normal. It's not normal to have credit card debt. So once you start thinking that way, that helps a long way towards your financial freedom. All I want you to do is just start. Habit number 5, paying too much taxes. Taxes can be one of our biggest expenses, but there are ways to reduce your tax bill legally. You can use tax efficient investments like ISAs, individual savings accounts, or pensions to make more of your money. In the UK, you can invest up to £20,000 in a cash ISA or in a stocks and shares ISA, and you don't have to pay tax on any interest or returns you earn in an ISA. If you're employed, for every £1 you contribute to your pension, your employer will match it up to a certain percentage. It's essentially free money. If you don't contribute this year, you will lose the match for this year. So the key is to make the most of it while you can. Habit number 6. Not having a savings plan. Savings without a plan is like going on a road trip without a map. You'll never reach your destination. Instead, give your savings a purpose. Create separate savings goals. One for an emergency fund, one for fun stuff like holiday, and one for long-term goals like buying a house. This way, your savings become intentional and you're way more likely to hit your target. Habit number 7, buying things to keep up. The comparison trap. Social media has made it so easy to see what everyone else is buying, and sometimes you feel like you need to keep up. But remember, people only show you highlights. They don't show you the credit card bills or the loans. Focus on your own financial journey and what works for you. It's okay to say no to that new gadget or fancy holiday if it doesn't fit your goals right now. Habit number 8, not investing in the future. Not investing is one of the biggest missed opportunity when it comes to growing your wealth. But here is the good news. You don't need to be a financial expert to get started. You can begin with something as simple as stocks and shares ISA, which allows you to invest in a tax-efficient way, or even just contribute to your pension at work. The real power here comes from starting early. The earlier you begin, the more time your money has to grow through compound interest. That's when your money earns interest, and then that interest earns more interest. Over time, even small contributions can snowball into significant growth. It's like planting a tree. The sooner you plant it, the more time it has to grow into something big. Habit number 9, impulse buying. We've all been there. We've seen a sale, made a quick purchase, and regret it later. Impulse buying can drain your bank account fast. A simple trick to curb this is implementing a 30-day rule. If you want to buy something, wait 30 days. If you still want it after that, go ahead. But the chances are you realize you don't need it after all. Habit number 10, not reviewing your finances regularly. Not checking in on your finances regularly is like not going to the dentist. Eventually, you're going to hit a painful surprise. Set aside time each month to review your budget, see what's working, and adjust where needed. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just 30 minutes with a cup of tea, coffee, rosé, red wine, whichever tickles your fantasy, can make all the difference. Okay, those are 10 bad money habits that might be holding you back, but the good news is that you can break free from them. Start small, make one change at a time, and remember, it's about progress, not perfection. If you found this video helpful or useful, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments as usual what habit you're working on breaking. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.